The book actually was long in coming, 5, 10 years. And it started because I'd make presentations about Simple Community and people would say, Rich, can you come and tell us about it? And I didn't have the opportunity to speak to everyone, and it wasn't simple. Now the concepts are simple, but there's so many factors that are involved in what makes up Simple Community that ultimately it led to the need for the book. In fact, there are probably 50, 60 different ideas in here that help us understand essentially two things: why we need community in the first place, and how we start doing the work to rebuild community, if you will. And it starts with looking at historically what happened in America, because there isn't a good guy, bad guy problem here. It isn't like somebody did something wrong and broke community and now we're fixing it. It was a migration over hundreds of years where work life in America changed, and technology, of course. The technology boom impacted the way we communicate with each other, and we kind of have this sense like new technology is the way we have relationships, and it doesn't work for us. And I started seeing this in the late 1990s, before 9/11, and the research I was doing about what Americans want and need socially was showing time and time again, we need more of each other, more time with our family and friends, more engagement with community. And the research kept coming back with that. And I just was trying to get a sense of what's causing this and what's bringing it about. So I started digging into the history. And the more I looked at history, the more I realized we migrated from working together as families on farms to where we were working together, and that was the 1800s, working together in factories in the 1900s. And now 80% of all we do is working in the service sector. So we are not as easily connected. We don't have as much time together to do things as we used to. And people would say, why? And I'd be like this. It's so big, and the thing that lights it up for people is not exactly the same. So anyway, I wrote the book, and here it is. There are actually two sides to the book. And originally it was one book called Simple Community. But what I realized is there's really two readers. This side is called Living Simple Community. If you flip the book, it's called Building Simple Community. And it's short. I mean, each side is about 70 pages. And in fact, I had a plane ride recently, and I read half of it in a single short plane ride. So it's something, I understand how short attention span is. And the goal was on the living side to make it where every American could say, are we really missing something? It lays out the case for how we lost community, why it is we need it, and how as individuals we can bring it back. But the other side, Building Simple Community, is addressing the fact that American companies are spending $300 billion a year on marketing and sales. And there's a little bit that can be done here if you tweak just a little bit of what you did and really applied it to people's desire to be together. Then you'd be able to build Simple Community and give Americans what they're really saying they want and they need. So that's really why the book. And the bottom line goal and purpose of the book is that on the living side, there are very simple ways, if you just read it, that it encourages you to reinstill community in your own life, help you see it when you're missing it, help you see it when it's there. And on the building side, hopefully it's going to start the discussion with companies. So when they're trying to say, you know, we really should be more in the space, and when you look at what companies are doing, they're doing more in the space. There's a way to talk about it now. So really, I see Simple Community as what starts the discussion.